Write, run. That's my motto. My name's Ashleigh Fields, I'm 18 years old, and this year I'll be a rising freshman at Howard University. My major is media, film, and journalism, and I'm the first to tell you I'm eager to talk, but more eager to listen. I'm the type of kid that believes everyone has a story, and I've always taken upon myself to discover the depth of everyone I meet. But since I'm not the only person to ask you any fun questions, I guess I'll just share my story. Emphasis on my. I always grew up feeling like I was the empty shadow in someone else's story. Unimportant, I guess you could say. My friends were all cool, like really cool. And they could sing, they could act, dance, they'd always be in pageants, and they all had really, really long hair. And at the time I did too. So I always guessed that's why I fit in. I would hang out with them, follow them around, but the whole time I felt different, I would speak different, and it was known that I was a sore thumb in the group. This was the case until about 7th grade, when I got box braids and my life fell apart. Well, for the first time at least. I took out the box braids to find out that half of my hair was missing. It broke off due to how heavy all the braids were. So going back to school, I knew I was really going to stick out in the group. And I mean, I liked sticking out, but not that much. Then I went to visit my aunt for a normal weekend, but I came home to find out that my mom was getting remarried, as if the divorce with my father wasn't already enough. All my friends had parents that were married and lived together, and they lived on the north side of town. Spoiler, I had to move to the south side of town with my stepdad, and that meant I had to move schools. It was so annoying, but it truly turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I had no freaking friends, I forced myself to read literally all the time. It started with those Wattpad fan fantasies, and then it moved to really deep stuff like The Art of War, and sometimes, just sometimes, it was all about science fiction like The Hunger Games and Insurgent. And because I felt so alone, I decided to write about all the pain in my life, and I ended up gathering enough poems to write my first book. It's called Caged. It's available on all major book sites. Yeah, I had to plug it. And lastly, I ran because it gave me time to think, a space to feel. I always felt like I had mobility running, like the world was endless and limitless and I could be free. One day at least. Well, that was a whole rant and probably sounded so fake deep, and I was hella nervous to submit this quirky and unique piece, but it is so me. So if you'd have me, I'd love to listen and help produce more fake deep podcasts 10 times better than this one. Read, Write, Run by Ashleigh Fields. This is my submission.